This is part 2 of the Battle of Antietam, and I'm showing you the last couple seconds of the last video where I attacked this guy in the south. And just to recap, I have to get into defensive positions before the next wave of units come in, and they spawn really close to my army. So it's a little bit touch and go. I should have some of my units that went around the big flanking maneuver and encircled these guys. I should have had them on run, so this was over a couple of minutes earlier, maybe, but we do get into defensive position just as the enemy gets there. So if I'd done this, if I'd been just a little bit slower, I would have probably been in trouble here, but I was lucky. She's just lucky. Now over on the far right, I have 4 infantry and my cav unit, 3-star Lamont monster. Up in the north, I've already started to accumulate the next attack force. I'm sending units up to the far left. I want the enemy to advance into a trap. And this is not dissimilar from what I did last time. This is the defensive position that I like. A lot of people like the position further north, but I like this one because it's easier to surround them here. Yeah, when building a better mousetrap, be sure and leave plenty of room for the mouse. This is, I think, a very good mousetrap. In fact, looking at this, I probably could retreat even further south. But the thing I'm concerned about is I have to destroy the cav that comes in on the right side. So I don't want them pushing any further south and messing that up. So 4 infantry and a cav should be enough. Yeah, we got some captures. Not bad. Get rid of these guys. Get my sniper up. I want to see when the next batch comes in. Want to take any shots I can on his artillery. Now the biggest thing here is I have a lot of units in the woods here, and not all of them are going to have visibility. I have one 24-pound howitzer. It does great. Some of these units, though, are blocked, and I don't know it. So, yeah, making sure that your units all can fire is really important. I'm resting my sniper unit. It's a little tired. It's out of ammo. And I'm wondering what I'm going to do with my other sniper to get it ammo, which is why I have the captured supply wagon there. I am thinking that I'm probably going to resupply my sniper with the captured wagon. Not a bad technique. I'd rather have a full a sniper full of ammo for the next battle, rather than a couple $1,000s. Yeah, I'm making sure that everybody can actually fire. But you have to check, not just like now, but after you detach the skirmisher, because you can be blocked. So, yeah, there's an artillery. Maybe I can go get some shots on him. Now I know there's going to be, yeah, I had the guys on the right of this move a little left so they get flank shots on that infantry. And yeah, he's getting torn up. Yeah, I'm looking at the video seeing who can't shoot. Yeah, and he's giving me his right flank. I wasn't planning on doing that, but he's just handing me his right flank. So I see 3 artillery, so I'm going to go ahead and advance. I'm thinking there might be a chance that I can surround these guys or come in behind them. I know more reinforcements are coming in, and I suspect that probably I'm going to have to fall back. But if I can take out some of his artillery, that'll certainly be a good use of time. Yeah, his flank is definitely turned. The problem is I don't have anybody on the right side. And I don't think I have time either. I don't know. Now that I look at this, if I had done this just a little bit differently, I think it would have taken like 2 infantry in the woods to the right, which I could have done. I could have surrounded these guys and then wiped them out. So that was possible. I didn't think it was possible at the time. I thought it was a long shot. But it's actually very possible. Like a couple of units on the right would have turned his left flank, gotten into the woods, and be on top of that artillery in no time. Yeah, I'm looking at it. That would have been very possible. I didn't need all those units in the center. Okay, his unit just spawns in magically here. That's fine. Yeah, my Cav in the upper left is still was tired and is still recovering condition. Yeah, I'm getting shots on his artillery. Yeah, if I'd done this a little differently, I could have taken out all his artillery, and in fact probably surrounded this group. I don't know if I had time to kill them all. Probably not. But it's okay. It works all right. I'm disappointed I can't use my Cav because I could really use that Cav right now. Yeah, but he's still recovering condition. So I'm surprised that his Cav almost makes it through the 42s, but he doesn't. I have my Cav there to take care of any nonsense. Yep, and here comes Slocum. I don't have time. I think my infantry is too close to the bridge. I thought I left him enough room to bring his artillery across the bridge, but I didn't. Okay, I really don't want to stop Slocum. I want him to actually get into this pocket too, and so I need to leave a little more room in the mousetrap. I've done damage to his artillery, but take a few more shots and then we're going to get out of here. We will have killed 2 artillery units, done a lot of damage to his infantry, but now we need to get out. Yeah, I don't want to fight this infantry here. I want to... yeah, I'm getting greedy is what's happening. Yeah, his next Cav unit spawns. I'm perfectly positioned to kill that guy. And I think one more Cav unit spawns. So my infantry in the north can hold these guys for a while. But I look at it and I realize I have 2 3-star infantry up there. Yeah, they're doing great damage, but I really don't want those guys to be doing what they're doing. As soon as I get them up there, I think, oh, yeah, they can do this, but this is not where I want them. And the Louisiana Tigers are standing right in front of 3 artillery batteries. That's not good either. So, and here's the thing. The instant that all these 4 units, actually it's 5 infantry units, are free on the far right, they are going to begin the encirclement of the enemy. So now General Franklin comes in. I need to get out of there, not because we can't fight them there, but because I want to encircle them. I don't want to just, fight. I want to encircle them. So once again, I got way too aggressive, and I need to get out of there. And yeah, I've built this mousetrap. Now I need to leave room for the mouse. So I want all of his infantry to walk down to the south where I can encircle them. So we're going to just get out of there. Having everybody fall back. Then the detached skirmishers fall back. We did good damage to his artillery, but I don't think there was a payoff for the little bit of extra damage I did to him right at the end. So, yeah, this unit, this one Enfield unit, just keeps wanting to not be where I place him. So, okay, I see his artillery, but I'm just not leaving enough room. I need to back off. And really, I don't have to do any of that. I've figured out I can just back up to the hilltop and let the enemy come up the hill. I don't have to do any of that heavy lifting down there. You don't want to kill everybody. There are 2 hours left in this phase. And you don't want to kill everybody before the end of the phase. Because if you do, the phase ends. And it's very possible to kill all the guys at the bridge and all the guys who are coming onto the map right now. In fact, it's easy to do. But if you do it, the phase ends. And that is not good. So you need every minute that you have to get your army into position for the next phase. And also, some of your units are going to be tired. So that's, time for your tired units to recover and for your army to get into position. And if you get in position for the next phase is a joke. I mean, it's just ridiculously easy. In fact, the challenge at that point is dragging the battle out till 1930. Because as you're about to see, it is a real... I said the hardest part of the battle was phase 1. The hardest part of the battle is the last phase, trying to drag the battle out for the entire amount of time. Against an enemy who's trying desperately to commit suicide. Yeah, he's trying to get his units killed, and you're trying to not kill them, basically, is the last phase of the battle. So... yeah, making sure nobody is targeting a unit on the other side of the map, which they like to do, and that nobody is blocked, which they also like to do. So yeah, doing this right now is really, really important. Everybody can fire, nobody's blocked. These guys are in... no, that guy's in no cover at all, but he's on the flank. He'll be fine. That guy gets a little closer, he'll get flank shots. And you can see what I'm doing here is I don't want these guys to push too hard because I want all of the... Franklin is the last division corps. He's a corps. The last corps to come in, and I want him to get into place before I slam the door shut on him and capture him. So, yeah. So now I recognize what I'm doing. I need to get these guys back. They need more room. So I'm having the artillery move back first, and then the infantry, and then the detached skirmishers will just hold a line for a while, and then they'll fall back. It'll work fine. So yeah, the cav is doing good. I still can't decide where to put my cav. I envision a cav on the right and left flank for this big encirclement. So obviously I have, if you take a look, I have a big maneuver force now on the left flank. The first time I advanced up there, it was just to take some shots on cav, not to encircle. This force now is going to encircle. This is not just make a dash and kill some cav. That is a monster force up there. The force on the right side is bigger than it looks. There's probably 5 or 6 units that are going to be part of that exercise too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a sniper. And the only thing they're going to do is slam the door shut on this side and get behind his artillery. That's going to be parked. Well, you see 2 of them, and there should be more coming in. He is going to be solidly encircled. That's a lot of units. And all the guys in the center have to do is just hold, which is pretty easy. So yeah, the my four best units, four 3-star infantry. Let's see. The first is the Stonewall. That makes sense, I guess. The other three units that I have named, there's the Irish. There were a huge number of Irish that fought for the South, and they were collected into a bunch of units. I think they called them the Irish Brigade. They really weren't. They were a collection of units. There was a unit called the Irish Brigade. I think it was the 10th from memory. 10th, was it Tennessee? That's from memory. But it was just kind of a tribute to large numbers of Irish that fought, and General Claiborne, famous in the West. And Tar Heel, that the North Carolina Tar Heels. I had family in North Carolina and heard infinite numbers of stories about the Tar Heels in the Civil War growing up. And let's see, the Tigers, which were all the Louisiana units were called Tigers. Yeah, I think that covers it. Yeah, he's targeting the Irish Brigade. Yeah, these aren't really brigades. They're more like regiments. They're an amorphous collection of nondescript size units that don't really correlate with anything. Okay, here I'm deciding to go ahead and refill my sniper. He's out of ammo. So I take the captured wagon, and we're going to fill up the sniper, and only the sniper. So I'm getting him kind of out of range of the infantry, and because the infantry is doing fine. Okay, I wanted the infantry on the right to stay hidden. Now, the last of his infantry should be in the trap. So, we're fine. I have given him enough room now in the south that I think his artillery, well, I can see it. Man, I have a hard time getting this one unit to stay in place. These units are doing okay for kills. They don't look like they've taken a bunch of losses. The artillery is doing fine. And now my artillery is getting shots. So, as usual, I break off detached skirmishers. They are going to get shots on the artillery, and I'm going to follow up with the infantry. But I want to close, I want to start the attack on the right and the left at the same time. And you can see all his infantry is in there, and now it's time to slam the door shut on these guys. So here we go. We're going to go get him. And this time, I'm going to have units run. Like I had them recover condition just for this moment. So we could slam this door shut, come in behind them, and encircle them. And I don't think I could have done this any better, really. Okay, my Cav unit in the north has 100% condition, which is why I was resting him. Yeah, we're actually tearing up his artillery. I'm making sure everybody's firing at his artillery and not, like you can see, firing at infantry. No. Kill his artillery. That's the goal. The 3-inch and the 24H are to fire at the infantry, and they do fine. Yeah, I want to take out his artillery in one, like, hit. You know, like everybody's going to hit the artillery, they're going to flash white, and we're going to kill them. Like, no getting away. So I want to take this clump of woods, and as you can see, if I take the clump of woods on the right and the left, the one to the north, the left, and the right, all of these guys will be in a really horrible position. I don't have to push all the way to the south of the north woods. Just get into cover and fire south. Because what you want is you want the range of your weapons to be, yeah, look, H7 is blocked. It just so frustrating. So you want the range of your weapons to be able to hit one, a unit, but not be able to push too hard, because then all the enemies will, all the units will try to run out of the pocket. But if you're just barely in rifle range, they'll stand in place and surrender. So that's what we want to do. So now is the time for my best units to run, and they're really fast, and get into place. Yeah, we're on top of his artillery now. He's doomed. We're on both his right and left flank. We're coming down from the north. This is going well. Yeah. My melee cav is about to touch his artillery, and dead. Okay. We captured 3 supply wagons. My detached skirmishers are doing a job on his artillery. Yeah, couldn't be happier with this. This feels like clubbing baby seals at this point. And it's going to get worse. Yeah, just make sure everybody's firing at the artillery. It's going fine. Yeah, the guys in the woods have already routed. And once we get into the woods, he's pretty doomed, and my 4 3-star infantry are going to, well, 3 of them anyway. No, here come all 4. Look at them. Look how fast they move. And the Louisiana Tigers just put a volley into that guy, and he routed. Put a volley into the rear of that guy. So all 4 of them are to the rear. And boy, when they slam the door shut, that is a shut door. The cav is just now eating his artillery, and I have to be careful that I don't shoot into my own cav. Yeah, I want to kill the general. Don't want to see him come back. Yep, every time I check it out, his artillery unit is smaller. Doing just fine. I need to make sure these guys are positioned so that they're firing into the enemy. Hopefully the enemy's in the open. And yeah, if I don't push too hard, he won't flee in any direction. He tends to flee to the right of the map, but if we don't push too hard in any one direction, he shouldn't. He's already starting to surrender. I'm checking to see who surrendered. Where? Oh, that guy surrendered. Okay, he's just going to get shot to pieces. Yeah, that guy, when I clicked on him, he's in this pile. So units in this pile are already starting to surrender. Yeah, and as bad as things are for them, life is about to get really a lot worse. Because now they're going to take fire from the flanks. And look at that, 4 3-star infantry just ran up, and they're all going to fire and do enormous damage to this pile. And they are not going to like it. So those guys started in the far left, and then I had them run, and they got there, and they slammed the door shut in a really big way. And now the enemy the encirclement is complete, and they are doomed. All I have to do is just not push too hard, let them take a bunch of shots, and when they're ready, they'll tell me that they're ready to surrender, and that'll be the end of it. Okay, everybody up north is dead. Okay, Philadelphia Brigade surrendered. No reason to get excited. When I start to get a dozen notifications, it'll be over. And I wouldn't mind getting into a little melee. Although, with a pile like this, I don't want to get into melee with my 4-star units, 3-star units. Yeah, see, there's a bunch of notifications. Everybody's surrendering. Don't want to charge just yet. Let them continue to break. But yeah, I can't really get in there with my 3-star units, or I don't really want to, because of friendly fire. I don't want to lose a couple hundred men, my 3-star units, because a bunch of other infantry units decide to fire into melee where I have a 3-star unit. But I would love to get those guys into melee if I could get some isolated units to charge into. Yep, there we go. A bunch of notifications. Another bunch of notifications. They're breaking. Make sure everybody's firing, because sometimes your units will not fire. Yeah, look at them flash. Look at them flash. Make sure everybody's firing at somebody. So what I'm doing is I'm actually targeting units, and if it gives me the sign that I have to get closer, then I move closer and take a shot. Oh, look at that. Yeah, let's get into melee then. Your guys look weak as can be. Yeah, those guys are going to surrender, I think, as soon as they get touched. So the only ones that look like a little bit strong is the one to the north at 1735. And I'd love to get into melee with him. Look, all those guys to the south want to surrender. I think a bunch of them are going to get taken back, but if they're already this broken, they're pretty doomed. Wow. Yeah, I'm surprised. Now, if I can get on top of them fast enough, they won't be recovered. Yep, see, they were recovered. But they're really broken. When they're this broken, they really can't stand up to much. And hey, if they want to get into some melee, that's fine. I could use the melee experience. We're good. Yeah, every time somebody surrenders, I need to hit pause and have units run out of there. And I want to get into melee with that guy who's now 1642. That's a Lorenz that could use the experience, and Harper's Ferry 12. Yeah, those guys are getting good experience. I decided to go ahead and charge with 2 of my 3-star units. Yeah, he's falling apart fast. Yeah, I think the Irish Brigade is either going to get a shot or get into melee with that guy. Yeah, the supply wagon doesn't need to charge. So there's one infantry unit in there, and yeah, basically there's one infantry unit in that clump, and I think he just surrendered, and Wheeler just surrendered. He started at 17, he's down to 12. They're all gone. That's it. And that's a good place to stop. We got them all. Now we have 30 minutes to move everybody into position for the next one-sided fight. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you there.